Right guys, so we're going to start transformation geometry. So a brief run through of what transformation geometry is. So a transformation is the movement of a shape from one position to another. So you're basically just moving a shape or an object from one position to another position. Okay, it'll stay the exact same size. So we look at the 4 different types of transformation in this chapter. So the 4 types are: number 1, a translation. So you have a triangle and you're just moving it straight across in one direction. Axial symmetry, just using an axis. Central symmetry is using a point or a centre. And rotation is just rotating an object around a point. Alright, we're going to do 2 today. So we're going to do translation and rotation. Okay, so very quickly, first of all, translation. So we've got a square object here. There's 4 corners in the square, A, B, C, D. You need to label them. Alright, so a translation occurs when an object is moved a set distance in a given direction. So we have this object. I want to move the square from this position to here. So in other words, from left to right. So we're going to move it from left to right at a set distance, okay? So the distance from A to A1, if that's 100, B to B1 is going to be 100, C to C1 is going to be 100, and D to D1 is going to be 100, okay? So every point moves in the same direction at the same distance. That's basically a translation, alright? So you're moving an object from one position to another. So if we just look at this picture of a lift, just to use as an example, okay? So if you look at the lift in the picture, a lift moves, or in other words, translate. So translate is just literally another word for move, from one floor to another. So from one floor to the next. Okay? The appearance of the lift stays the same. In other words, the size does not change. Size will always stay the same in the translation. Okay? So we'll just run through a sample. So we have an object here. There's 5 corners. They're labelled A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and we're going to translate it in this direction. So from A to A1. So in that direction. Okay, so if you simply join A to A1, you'll get the direction and you'll get the distance. So whatever it is from A to A1, that's the distance is going to be from B to B1, C to C1, D to C1, or D to D1, and E to E1. Okay, so when you join A to A1, B, C, D, and E, you need to draw all lines down nice and lightly at the same angle. Okay, or in other words, parallel. Okay, so all the lines will go in the same direction and they'll be the same distance. So if A to A1 is 100, B to B1 is going to be 100, and C to C1 is going to be 100, and so on. Okay, then you simply just join your points together and you get the exact same object in a new location. Okay, so that is a translation. So I have uploaded 2 questions. Question 1 is on a translation, so we're just going to go over and have a look at the question and we're going to do it. Okay, so this is question 1, so it's just a tent. Okay, so you're given all measurements, so you draw the basic tent with a door in it. Alright, so you have all your measurements here that you need. Okay, if this is 60, obviously that line is going to go up 60 degrees. Alright, all 3 sides in this object are going to be 60 degrees. It's an equilateral triangle. Okay, so very simple. You're back to your first year stuff to draw an equilateral triangle. If the base is 60, the 2 sides have to be 60. So you can use your 60 degree set square or you can use your compass. Okay, and you're given A is here, so you can label maybe that is B and that is C. Okay, and you can do E, D and E in here. Okay, so you're given A here and A1 here, so it's nice and easy. When you join A to A1, it's a 45 degree angle, so everyone can use your 45 degree set square for this one. Okay, so it's going to be nice and simple. So I'm just going to get on with it. So I have the sheet set up here. Okay, as you can see, for the 2 questions we're doing a translation and a rotation. So what I've done is I've split the sheet in half and I've set up the 2 questions. Okay, so over here is the question for translation. So I have it all set up. Okay, so the measurement from A, so I have drawn all the points, so I've got A. I now need to get A1 up here. Okay, so the measurements we're given is to come over 65. Over 65. I draw a nice light line up there. Okay, to get A1. So out 65. So So I know then A1 is up at a height of, oh yeah, it's 45 degrees. So very simply, from corner A, 45 degree line, and that is point A1. Okay, A and A1. So if I label this point B, label that point C, and I'll label these two D and D, very simply, every single point is going to come up at 45 degrees. Nice and simple. Okay, so I'm going to take every single point up. So C and D are actually in line. Okay. Now the distance from A to A1 is 92. So from C to C1 it's going to be 92. So that's C1. B to B1, again it's going to be 92 as well. So 92, so that's B1. And then E, 92, so you get the idea, every point comes up at the same distance. So A to A1 is 92, so every point comes up at 92. All these lines are parallel. Okay, so that was D1. So all that's left to do is join them up. So you can do nice dark lines here. So you join them up, and you're going to end up with your equilateral triangle again. So all the sides should be 60. Okay, so there's a basic outline of the fence. And now I know a straight line down here, straight line down from D1, and then join D1 and E1 together. Okay, and that is a basic translation of this object. Alright, so you're moving an object from one point to another. Okay, so that is the translation. So very quickly now we'll go through the second question, which is based on a rotation. So a rotation. So we've got an object, again we've got our square, we've labelled the corners A, B, C, D. Okay, you'll see down here we've got a point. Alright, so we've got a point down here and we've got an object. We're going to rotate this object using this point. Okay, so you'll be given a set distance. Okay, so obviously in this case it's nice and easy, 90 degrees. So you're putting your compass at the point from A, you're drawing a line down, it's going to be 90 degrees, alright? So then A to A1 is that distance, B to B1 is going to be 90 degrees, C to C1 90 degrees, and D to D1 90 degrees as well, okay? So rotation occurs when an object is rotated around a fixed point. Okay, so if we look at an example here, so there's a compass, okay? So the handles rotate around a fixed point, okay? So south and north, so the two handles labelled south and north. This little red or blue dot, alright, so that's the central axis, okay? That's the fixed point that it rotates around, alright? So it's based on the same idea as that. Okay, so an example of a rotation, we have a flag here, okay, we've labelled it ABC, and we have point O, which is where we're going to rotate the flag around, okay? So we want to rotate the object at 50 degrees anti-clockwise around point O. Okay, so point O is here. We want to rotate it at 50 degrees anti-clockwise, so clockwise is obviously going that way, anti-clockwise. So we're going anti-clockwise, okay? Very important. So anti-clockwise, so A, B and C, we're going to rotate it. So set your compass at O, and rotate three light lines down here, okay? So we don't know how far we need them yet. Okay, then from this line here, to get A and C, they're nice and easy, they're in the same point. So you're going to measure across using your protractor 50 degrees, and you're going to draw a straight line up, okay? So this angle between this line and this line is 50 degrees. A and C, one will be there, okay? To get B, it's the same thing. So you can join B to O, come across at 50 degrees, join O up here, and you get B1 there. So then you just join A, B and C together, and that is the flag done in this new location as a rotation. Okay. Now, so our question on rotation for this week is this question here. So it's based on the Mitsubishi logo. Okay. So all your measurements are here to set it up. So the base is 40. So obviously this base is going to be 40. The angle in here is 60 degrees. So this angle is going to come up at 60, and this one's going to come up at 60. Okay. These lines are all parallel. So if that line's at 60, that line's also at 60, and these two are at 60 degrees going in the opposite direction. Okay? The height from here to here is 35. So you have all your measurements to set it up. We're going to label this corner A, this one B, this one down here C, and the one up here is going to be D. Okay? So if I go over to my sheet, I have this question set up. Okay, so we have a question set up for the rotation. I have A labelled here. Okay, so I'm going to label this one B. It doesn't matter what you label them, so B, C, and this one is going to be D. Okay, so if we just go back to the question to look at what measurements we are given. So the measurements we are given is 120 degrees in a clockwise direction. Okay, so 120 degrees, and it's, sorry, 120, and it's going to be clockwise. Okay, so that's our two constraints. Alright, so that's how we're going to draw the question. So from A, if I draw, just extend this line up through point A, and I'm going to get a compass. So obviously A is going to remain in the same position. So I'm going to now rotate B. I'm going to rotate point C. I'm going to rotate point D. So D and B are obviously on the same point there, you can see. Alright, so B and D are on the same curve. Alright, so nice and simple. So to get our 120 degrees, you need to get your protractor, which I don't have on me. Right, so I've got a protractor here. Okay, so it's 120 degrees. So obviously A is going to stay in the same position. But if you just want to check it out, the point of your protractor at A, and you check it around, it'll be at 120 degrees. Okay, so obviously B, so I'm going to take B across at 120 degrees. B is naturally going to be there, so that's going to be point P1. Okay, so from here to here, that is 120 degrees. If I want to get C, so I can join a line across from A to C. Okay, the centre of the protractor again at A, 0 at C, and you're measuring across 120, so that's 120 there. So I just want to take that 120 mark and make a cross there. So that is going to be point C1. And then to get D, again, protractor on the centre at A, 0 at D, you're measuring across 120, which is that mark there, and I'm going to take that down to meet the correct line for D, which is going to come down there. Okay, so that is D1. Okay, so then you very simply join the points together, nice and dark, so A to B, B to C1, C1 to D1, and D1 back to A, or A1. Okay, the last part of that question then, guys, asks you to lightly colour shade it in, so you're not covering any of your construction lines, alright? So I'm not going to go through all this, but you all know at this stage how to shade something in nice and lightly, okay? And guys, upload your questions to Google Classroom before 4 o'clock on Monday, alright? Any questions you can just ask me on Google Classroom.